Hey folks, Deplorable Patriot here. I was sitting here at home doing some thinking, and I just had to get some stuff off my mind, basically. So there's been a lot going on this week in the news if you haven't been paying attention. For example, the University of Colorado Hospital is denying life-saving kidney transplants, and now they're saying they're no longer going to provide organ transplants to unvaccinated patients. What's next? A gold banner across our arm with a star on it to show we're not vaccinated? Doesn't the Hippocratic Oath say they have to take care of their patients regardless of their ailments? I don't know what this country's coming to, but I'm not proud of it right now. We need to stand up against this tyranny. We need to get new people elected in offices and just we need to get this changed. This is getting ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how much further we can go. And then you get the Project Veritas whistleblower last night talking. She was saying how there was what did they call it? Aborted fetal cells in the vax now, but yet the Catholic Church is okay with it. I'm a Catholic and I'm not okay with that. I'm pro-life and I'm not okay with that. I don't know what to say anymore about this kind of stuff. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, Fox Business today reported that with today's current inflation rate, it's costing the average household to spend $175 more on food, fuel, and housing, and it's just expected to go up. I mean, where I'm at right now, gas is 3.09 a gallon, and it's still expected to go up further. I mean, I don't know. There's what hundreds of ship barges off of the California coast waiting to come into port, and they can't even get into port. I mean, then there's no then they're having problems with truck drivers getting truck drivers out. Well, if they would have let people sit at home on their asses and not work and just sit there and suck off Uncle Sam's tit, we wouldn't have to worry about that, would we? But no, they're training the people to be more dependent on the government so they could push their socialism. The more and more, this unemployment shit is just a pathway to universal income they want to get. They would eventually want to push so that apparently you don't have to work. You can just sit at home on your ass and watch TV and play video games. If they'll even let you play video games and watch TV, because now they're talking about wanting the sense of the internet. They had to go with the Facebook whistleblower. The Facebook whistleblower that came out on CNN, then the next day had a hearing on Congress. Well, she's part of the Facebook group. All they want to do is push more censorship and more laws on the internet to silence more voices like mine and like others. If you want another voice to listen to that's actually really good, I would look into a channel called A American. I'll link his channel in my description down below. But like me, he speaks the truth, and he don't give a shit. He speaks what's on his mind. And then also there's also Porch Honkees, which is Taylor and my brother uh, Hillbilly Patriots group stream. They they do a great stream every Friday night, 6 o'clock Eastern or Central Time. Excuse me. I I mean I can't say nothing but great things about that brother. I mean he's like my brother from another mother. I mean we agree on a lot of stuff. I would really check him out. Their channel's called Porch Honkies, and I'll link them down in the description below as well. So Yeah, so all they want to do is they want to censor the internet. They want to control what can be said and what can't be said on the internet just to control their narrative. Does that sound familiar to you? Does that sound like they're pushing their communism to you? This country, I wouldn't have thought this 2 years ago. Yeah, even a year ago, I wouldn't have thought this. Well, maybe a little more. 2 years ago, this country's turning to more and more like Venezuela every day. We're losing more and more rights. I mean, they're trying to mandate that any employer that has over 100 employees has to get the vaccination or get tested weekly. And here's the catch: do you know how hard it is to find a test? I try to get tested. It took me damn near 5 days to even find a place to get me in. I mean, you go to the stores, the shelves are empty. You just, a year ago, 2 years ago, I would never imagine this. I thought the toilet paper lockdown was going to be or not the toilet paper lockdown, but the toilet paper shortage was going to be the extent of it. And also, then Biden's inept team in the State Department announced the number of nuclear warheads the country has, reversing Donald Trump's policy. On Tuesday, the State Department disclosed the size of the U.S. nuclear arsenal and reversal from a policy under President Trump to keep the true size of the U.S. arsenal secret. The State Department revealed as of 2020, the U.S. stockpile of nuclear warheads consists of 3,750 warheads. Why are we telling the enemy how much nuclear warheads we have? Why are we giving the enemy our secrets? I swear to God, this administration is dumb as fuck. I mean, I'm just speechless. And then they have people following them like sheep. People need to seriously wake up. And I can't believe everybody hasn't woken up yet. I meet people all the time that think that Biden does no wrong, and that Biden's the greatest president we've ever had, and that what Biden's been doing for our country is amazing. And I just look at them and think to myself, what? Are you fucking high? How the fuck is anything in this country going the right direction? We're going in the opposite direction. And yet people are just sitting at home with their fingers up their asses, just letting it happen. Not a care in the world. Or, oh hey, as long as Uncle Sam pays me, I'm gonna let this happen. Because you know what? At least I get my money and they're not gonna let me get evicted from my house because the government put eviction memorandums in. And then the eviction memorandums in and then the unemployment ends. These people are still not looking for work. There is so many fucking jobs out there. It's not funny. Employers are literally paying sign-on bonuses just to get people, and people still don't want to work, or they're too demanding on what they want to make. I'm just scared about how our country's going, what our future looks like. Because if something doesn't change, we're not going to have much of a future. And the next, we're going to have climate lockdowns. We're going to have flu epidemics and lockdowns. Right now, all I can do is make sure you're stockpiling food. Beans, rice, canned food, canned meat. Because we never know what's going to happen. Because right now, China, I guess, is having to ration their power in 22, I believe, with 31 provinces. These places are working. Some of these factories are only operating 1 day a week, manufacturing products, which means we're going to have a massive shortage here in the United States because we're dependent on China for most of our stuff. and manufactured product. A lot of our manufactured products come from China, so they're having to cut back on that. So, as Glenn Beck said on his show, do your Christmas shopping now. Maricopa County official claims they had to secretly delete information from servers under subpoena to make room for the next election. It's funny. We find more and more stuff like that. Well, not we, but they. The article says Cotton, the article from the Gateway Pundit says, Ben Cotton shared the IT results of an audit of the 2020 Maricopa election results in Maricopa County. During his presentation, he noted that the files were deleted by those involved in the election the day before the machines were handed over to the audit team. This is very likely a criminal act. Cotton also noted that his team was able to identify timestamps for when the files were deleted and altered by Maricopa County officials. At the 3:30 mark, you can see Cotton's remarks. We're not going to play that. So now they're calling for they're trying to call for decertification of the Arizona election, which we all knew was bogus. But what's going to happen if they decertify it? Are they going to hold a new election? Really, what's going to change? Potato Head Biden's still going to be in office. Who can't even walk to the White House. Instead, he walks through the White House lawn, misses the entrance, and then today, he goes on and defends mass firings and hundreds of people losing their jobs over his unconstitutional vaccine mandates. And then the hashtag fake president trends on Twitter after Biden again uses the fake White House set instead of using the White House when he got his booster shot. Then yesterday there was a Texas high school shooting. The suspect was a black male, and the media doesn't want to cover that, but he was released on, I think it was a $75,000 bond. Lieutenant Stuart Scholler was charged with 6 violations and referred to a special court martial just for asking that his leaders be counted accountable for Afghanistan, which I think they should too. So I don't know what else to do. I don't know what to say about the direction we're going. I mean, it's you got Biden out there saying that he won the election with the largest votes in in U.S. history, and that he had a clear majority. But obviously, he didn't. I mean, wherever you just look at the roads on the way to where his motorcade went down. People had F Biden signs, Trump won signs, and then when he went to Elk Grove, Illinois, the same thing. There was Trump won signs. Let's go, Brandon. I used to live in Illinois, and I can tell you that's one of the most liberal states I've ever been in. That's home of Barack Obama, who I didn't vote for, by the way. Actually, I don't think I voted in that election at all because I didn't like any of the candidates. So in Virginia, Democrats are asking Notham to waive absentee ballot witness signatures requirements as the governor race tightens, citing COVID dangers. They're always trying to mess with the elections. They don't want voter ID. They want drop boxes. They want people. They want mail-in ballots. And then you get Nancy Pelosi, her husband, with his new winning investment strategy with 0% loss potential. Nancy Pelosi's husband's a genius at picking stocks. He's so good at retail trading. Traders are following his trades because he always picks the winners. Of course, he's not making the picks based on insider trading coming from his wife being the House Speaker, is he? All right. Well, I'm gonna get ready to call it a night, but I just had some stuff I wanted to get off my mind. I mean, the biggest thing I could say is try to wake your friends up. People need to get woken up. Um, it's just getting ridiculous out there, and I just don't know what else to say about it. I mean, everybody I meet, I try to help wake them up. Some people are perceptive, some people aren't. The ones that aren't, you just got to keep pushing. Eventually, they'll crack. I mean, Biden's doing all the work for you. The country's fucked up as it is, and they're doing it all for you. You don't even have to do anything but just tell them what's going on. And I still can't believe the University of Colorado Hospital is denying organ transplants to unvaccinated patients. Basically, so just because you don't got a vaccine, they think they can give you a death sentence for a vaccine. Oh, I gotta behave because YouTube. Fuck YouTube. I'm just. Then you got schools teaching kids to be pedophile, or yeah, teaching kids to be pedophiles, and that it's okay to have oral sex with other boys. You got teachers promoting Black Lives Matters, uh, LGBTQ, XYZ, whatever the fuck they call themselves these days. They have the gay flag up in the classrooms, or the pride flag. Excuse my language. The only flag that should ever belong in a classroom, or in any public office, or any public building, should be the American flag and the state flag, and maybe the POW flag if it's outside. I mean, they try skipping the Pledge of Allegiances in different schools, different council meetings. I never thought I would see this. I just never thought I would ever see this. And then you got what was it? What was they say? Hundreds of Afghanistans just leaving, just walking off the military bases now. New data from the Department of Defense Project Solace shows that waning immunity from COVID-19 vaccine to its 5.6 million vaccinated Medicare beneficiaries. I can't talk tonight. Then you got the CIA apparently was planning to kidnap and assassinate Julian Assange. And then President Trump is warning that the U.S. might end up at war with China because China no longer respects the U.S. Well, yeah, they no longer respect the U.S. Look what we did in Afghanistan. We just basically said, here, we give up. This is yours. And now an Obama appointed judge orders Texas to suspend the new heartbeat law banning most abortions. They need to take this to the Supreme Court again. Sweden and Denmark halted the Moderna vaccinations on those 30 and under due to potential side effects. Makes you think about that, huh? You have to get vaccinated. You have to get or tested to go anywhere. But yeah, all these people coming across the border don't have to get tested or don't have to get vaccinated. They just have free roam right into our country. But yet we get treated like criminals. We get, and then you let the criminals act like they're privileged. I mean, thieves looted the Louis Vuitton store in the North Shore area of Chicago, and they just stood there and watched. They didn't even do anything. People have no respect for the police nowadays. When the police are out there trying to help you, everybody wants to defend them. What are you gonna do when you defend them, or when you defund them? Who's gonna protect you? Who's gonna come out when you need help? I'm not. I mean, I'll help my family. I'll help you if you need it, but I ain't gonna help everybody else. I'll do what I can do. And then Arizona State Senator Winnie Rogers, she said that there was a new Declaration of Independence. 92 legislators from 31 states signed letter calling for audits in all 50 states and decertification. I've never seen anything like this in my life or heard of anything like this in history. Oh yeah, and America sells its federally financed COVID-19 pill to the U.S. at 40 times what it costs to produce, but yet they're saying they're not out there to make a pretty buck. Then Biden's approval score crashes to what 38%? I heard. Then you got all the rich people. Then you got all the rich people using tax sheltered accounts to hide money from everybody. And then you got like McConnell, who's in Senate, who's caving in to every request that the Democrats make. Where they just agreed to a short-term emergency debt ceiling extension. How much more into debt can we go? How? I mean, I personally don't want my children, don't want my children's children, and my great great grandchildren to have to pay for this shit. Something they're not even going to be around for. And then what was it? Attorney General Garland, he's threatening parents who criticize critical race theory, and his son-in-law sells CRT books to schools. And then they got Rashid Tlaib admitting on camera that she only wears a face mask when she's on camera. How hypocritical is that? They try to push us to get vaccinated. They're pushing us to work, trying to wear face masks, saying we're killing people. They're they're demonizing children in school for if they have their mask below their nose to breathe. It's do as I say and not as I do, apparently. I mean, the U.S. records the highest increase in the nation's homicide rate in the last 100 years, following the year of the BLM riots. The largest increase in homicide in 100 years. I mean, how much more incompetent can this country get? Then all those weapons we left for the Taliban in Afghanistan? Yeah, well, Afghan dealers are now selling American weapons. Soros funded scout troop pushes underage girls and boys to strip and, and perform sexually explicit games in Macedonia. That's on the Gateway Planet. That's always fun. And then there's a new video out on the Gateway Planet. Emerges of Fauci and HHS officials plotting for a new avian flu virus to enforce universal flu vaccinations. And then Fauci's henchman Daszak applied to develop a novel coronavirus with DARPA dollars in Wuhan in 2018. But yet, Fauci, fuckface Fauci, said that was that the NIH found in no gain of function research. I swear, I don't know what else to say. Uh, I just hope something happens, and I hope more people wake up because we need to take our country back seriously. And I'm not saying we need to. I'm not saying I'm not promoting violence or anything like that. Even though, yeah, we need to run in every single election we can, every single school board we can, and we need to take our country back. We can't just. I just. I run for public office. Why can't you? What are you doing to try to make a difference here? What are you doing to try to make a change in this country, or even in your local town? Every big thing starts locally. Before you know it, we're going to be like Australia, and we're going to have Orwellian selfie check-in program for home quarantines, where we have to send the government a picture of us every day just so they can see that how we're doing. Just like soon, they're gonna ration our power, and they're gonna say, "Have you been a good little boy? Oh, you have. So you get to watch TV this month. You get to go on their censored internet this month." Yeah. All right. Well, everybody have a great night. Please be safe. Please protect your families. Pray for everybody. God bless you, and remember, I love you. Have a good night.